April Storm here, and welcome to my studio. Today I want to make a one-page folio with you. It's a 12 by 12 page that turns into this little beauty right here. And we are doing this for the mini March spring collaboration that I, April Storm, am doing with Natalie at Line.Arrow. So welcome. I made this after watching Camellia Craft Designs. So this is not my idea. I got it from her, and I want you to check it out and enjoy it with me. So I just made a simple yet beautiful closure out of lace. And it folds just like this. And let's take a little tour around. Here's the back. And what I did was I used a 12 by 12 piece of brown cardstock. You can see the brown poking out here. It's a real pretty medium to light brown. And I cut it and folded it to create this. The folio and the pockets that you see all came from one 12 by 12 sheet. So I challenge you to make one of your own. It doesn't have to be like this. It can be any type of folio that you would like to make. Now for this collaboration, you can make anything that you want. This is an idea that I stumbled upon and thought I would share with you, but you are free to do anything that you want. Head on over to my group, Junk Journal Joy with April Storm, and head on over to Line.Arrow and get your free challenge papers. They're going to be 6 digital sheets in my featured area that I have pinned to the top of featured, and Natalie at Line.Arrow has hers in featured as well, and she has made 6 free sheets. So it's all free. You got to become a member of the group. Please, please, please make sure when you hop over there in both groups, make sure that you answer the questions and agree to the rules so that we can let you in, okay? And I've got it stuffed with beautiful images from the digitals, from both our digitals. So many beautiful little elements that you can play with. This is what it looks like empty, and this is what we're going to play with. So let me set this aside and let's get started on this tutorial. Remember, this is not my idea. This came from Camellia Craft Designs. I don't know if it was her original idea or not, but that's where I got it. Okay, so I sorted through my stash and found this beautiful page from 49 in Market. And it is the, Gardenia. This is the Gardenia collection. This came out in 2023. So it has all the colors of the beautiful pages, except for the sage green. I don't detect any sage green in here, but that's okay. And our kits are botanical, floral, early spring masterpieces. So the first thing we're going to do is cut 4 inches from the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter. You get to decide. Now, I don't want to lose all of these flowers, so I'm going to cut 4 inches from the top, and then that will give me all of this as my side pocket and my 4 small pockets. So let's get our trimmer. I'm going to use the guillotine. And let's take off that branding strip first. Okay, so now let's turn this around and take off 4 inches from the top. So we'll bring this down to the 8, and that will give us an 8-inch folio. And the one that I just showed you is 8 inch. All right, so make sure we get that lined up correctly and cut. Now, this piece that we just cut is going to be the base of our folio, okay? So it's going to fold in. You can fold it in this way, or you can fold it in that way. But you'll see that. So while we have the guillotine out here, what we're going to do, let's cut this remainder in half. It is 4 inches, so we're going to cut it at 2. Two inches. Excellent. So we've got 2 and 2 there. And then we are going to cut 1, 2, 3 and 7/8. Okay, 3 and 7/8. And then another 3 and 7/8. Make sure they match up really nice. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm missing a step. Take the other long piece and we're going to cut it to 8, okay? Because that is the length of our belly band, of our side pocket, okay? There's a set of pockets, and here's a set of pockets. All right. Yep. That works out. Now we have our 4 pockets and our side pocket and our folio. Now it's time to score your paper. Now you're going to get your scoreboard or use your ruler, whatever you have available. And we are going to score at the 3-inch mark. Let's decide real quick which way we want this to be. I think I want that to come in front. Isn't that just gorgeous? It really is gorgeous. And all these goodies on the inside. Either way, it looks really nice. It's just according to what kind of fit you're going for. Okay, so we're going to go to the 3. That was supposed to be at the 3 3/4. Fine. Oops. Okay, so you want to score at the 3 3/4 line. Okay, so you find your 3 3/4 and you go ahead and score it. And then you score at the 4. Don't score at the 3 like I did. Okay, let's find the 3 3/4 first. It was just a tiny mix-up that we're not going to worry about. Okay, we're going to go with the 3 3/4 mark. And then we're going to go 1/8 of an inch over and score at the 4-inch mark. 4 inches. Okay? So that way you have 1/8 of an inch apart, 2 fold lines, to give you 1/8 of an inch, what do you want to call it? fold a gutter. Now, so after you score at the 3 3/4 and then at the 4-inch mark, go ahead and score at the 8-inch mark. So find your 8 inches. And score. And then move over to 8 and 1/8 and score there. So 8 and then the 8 1/8, which is just the next line over, and score. That way you got another 1/8 of an inch gutter. So let's go ahead and fold at those lines and get your little gutters established. There's my other fold mark. And what I did yesterday with my folio, I used that medium brown cardstock, and then I printed out the free digital challenge papers, and I used the collage page of Nathalie's to cover the front. I created what's called mats. It's just cutting out the papers to the size that you desire. I wanted to leave a border around mine, the brown border, so I cut my mats smaller. You don't have to do it that way. You can cover it all the way up and not leave a peep out of there. It's totally up to you. Sorry, it's taken me a minute to get my fold lines established, but okay, we got that one. Now I just need to reinforce this other one. Now these little gussets allow room for your pockets to expand so that when you fold them, they will fold, because there is an 1/8 of an inch on each side to play with. I don't think I made this line pronounced enough because the cardstock is having a hard time bending. But you get the point. Okay, so that is how you create the start of your folio. Now, the only thing after we get this folded, I think mine's going to take a century, but after you get these folded, then you start working on your pockets. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do with those pockets is ink them, if you're going to do any inking. And ink your folio if you're going to ink it. Those two things must be established. So there you have it on the folio fold. You got your little 1/8 of an inch gussets on the side to help your paper let's get started on these pockets. So this is going to go right here. And what I like to do is find the center and use my circle punch and make a little half circle. Go about right there, if you can see that. Punch it out, and that lets you know where your pocket is. You can see the little half moon shape cut out, and you know that's your side tuck. Now you can go ahead and ink it. You can sew it. If you want to sew around your folio now, you can ink it and sew it. If you want to sew it up and then sew each pocket, or you want to sew the pockets up in there, however you want to do it. With mine, I sewed the pockets first, then I sewed my mats. Actually, I sewed the pockets first, and then I put the mats, I glued the mats in, and then I sewed the mats in with everything else. Then I glued in my pockets because I already had them sewn. That's how I approached mine. You can do it any way that you want. So now we are going to decide which pockets are going to go where. And we're also going to put that little notch in there. I'm going to take that little extra off of this one because it's really just a little too long. I was supposed to nip that and I didn't. So we'll put these together. And then I'm just going to cut that off and we'll use that as is. Okay. Decide which side. I'm going to use this side. And make a nice little notch in my pocket. Gives it a good look. And do the other the same way. Now, the name of Camellia Craft Designs video, it's one of her one-page wonders, something like that, and I'm going to link it below. I love to watch Julie craft. She comes up with amazing ideas, and she's funny. Very smart, funny lady. All right, so this pocket's going to go on up here. This one's going to hang back at the bottom. So we've got the right side, the middle side, and then our left side. This is going to be a double pocket, so these pockets are going to overlap slightly and make a double pocket. And of course, we want to use the circle hole punch on those as well. Now, once you get your shape created for your pockets and you ink and sew, if you're going to ink and sew, I'm not insinuating that you must. That's just a common thing people do, so I want to mention it. And you get that all put in, then the only thing left to do is fill your pockets and decide if you want to add any decorations to it. Find a good closure and you're complete. The longest part of this process for me was decorating the ephemera that went inside. The rest of it was quick and easy. So that's how you have this one. You'll have this one right here. And this one, there's no set spot for this pocket. Just think about what kind of ephemera you're going to want in this pocket and how tall it is so that you keep it at the height that you need. I would put mine about right there. This one goes at the bottom. And then this one goes at the side. Now I haven't inked or sewn yet, so I'm not going to glue that down. I just wanted to show you a quick tutorial on how that goes. And then you can just fill it up with beautiful things. This can go right here. I had it sewn and inked. That could go right there. And we've got these two that would look beautiful with these in it. And I could put this beautiful postcard that Nathalie made here. And this beautiful postcard that I made here in this pocket. And these two beautiful tags that I made, we can put those in this pocket. Just so you can see the gorgeousness. And then we also have this little journal card that I made. We can put that right there. Now I did drop something that was my little tag. There we go. So there you have it. A beautiful one-page folio filled with goodies and ready to add to your journal. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a really good time and you were able to get those measurements wrote down and get started on yours. Remember, you can make anything you want for the mini March Spring Challenge, but here's an idea for you. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye.